I have played almost too many video games at this point in my life, but the most recent to really grab me and demand my very limited attention is Splatoon 3. The game focuses on a post-apocalyptic world where squid people have determined that instead of getting jobs, they would dedicate their life to painting the underpasses, markets, and resorts that have survived. Splatoon 3's multiplayer portion allows players to rank up and unlock a dizzying amount of makeshift weaponry to add to a player's arsenal. These are usually grouped into different overall styles to play, and then further broken down with each weapon trading different attributes with one another. For example, there's an array of paint roller weapons the player can choose from that allows them to, it's kind of like a melee based weapon where you roll the ink on the floor. When weapon types like that are broken down even further, there's usually a fast but weak one, a normal one, and then a slow but powerful one, to speak broadly. Today we will break down the top 5 most fun to use weapons. These are of my own opinion, but I would love to hear in the comments what you liked using. Alright, so at number 5 we have the undercover umbrella. Umbrella weapons in this game typically open up after firing to a shield that will block incoming ink and then fire off more of its own. This one is the faster variant, so it has decent damage but a lot of speed. I found this to be most fun when you get behind someone unsuspecting and hit them from behind. They'll panic and turn around only to be blocked by your umbrella as you finish them off. Alright, so at number 4 we have the ShowMatic. It is perfect for those who want to use the Aerospray MG but hate losing a duel even though they hit their opponent a few times. It has a very high base damage and fire rate, but very, very low accuracy. This makes it great as a get up in their face weapon with serious stamping power. You heard me right, I said stamping. This weapon's special is the Ultra Stamp, one of the best in the game and the most fun to use. Be sure to throw that stamp when it's close to running out. At number 3 we have the Explosure. I am a sucker for glass cannons and this weapon is definitely one. For those who don't know, a glass cannon usually refers to a playstyle that gives you a lot of attacking power, but you trade off a lot of your defensive power. So the Explosure, if you're accurate, is a very powerful tool that allows you to pierce enemies, allowing for massive ink coverage and good damage. As a downside, this weapon is very slow to fire, leaving you open to a lot of incoming attacks. Using this weapon makes me feel like I'm firing huge rockets of ink at my enemies, making it a scarcely seen but fun to use weapon. At number 2 we have the Carbon Roller. This fast but weaker variant of other rollers allows for very quick coverage and its flick can still one-hit enemies. It can't crush enemies like the regular roller can, so watch out for that. This is best used running around enemies, dodging their attacks to get your one-hit flick in. They won't see you coming if you're fast enough, making this an overall very fun weapon to use. Finally, at number 1 we have the Aerospray MG. This weapon is one of the best choices in the game, along with it being some of the most fun to use. It takes 5 hits to KO someone, which may seem like a bad thing, but it has a very, very fast fire rate. This means you can cover turf quickly, get your special going, and then have a good chance of going on the offensive successfully. This combination makes it a great time to use, quickly covering the area and denying the enemy team any turf. So that about wraps up our top 5 most fun to use weapons in Splatoon 3. Would you have picked something different for number 1? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed and happy splatting.